Hey y'all, this is Jimmy Goodwin with TWFG Insurance, and today I'm going to talk about something that is very important if you own a building, whether that building be your home, whether it be an apartment complex, whether it be an office building that you're renting out to somebody, any building. What we're going to talk about is two examples of claims, one that goes well and one that goes bad. But I want to talk about the bad one first. In my business, I've experienced times when a loss to a building, structure, home goes bad. And typically, here's what happens. When the client buys this building or they contact us to insure it, what they'll do is they'll say, look, I need to get this building insured for what the lender requires me to insure it for. And they do that because, quite frankly, they want to buy the insurance on the cheap. They just don't see that a catastrophic loss is ever going to happen to them. We talk to them and we tell them about the value and making sure that it's insured correctly, insured to value. And they tell us, no, this is what I want. And what happens is one day we'll get a phone call and they'll say, my building, my house, my whatever is burned to the ground and I need to file a claim. So we file the claim for them and the adjuster comes out and they'll notify the customer, look, you don't have enough coverage to rebuild this structure.
Oh, no!
And then they're mad, right? They're mad because they'll come back and they'll say, it's replacement cost.
That doesn't mean what you think it does.
And they're right. But what that means is that it's replacement cost up to the limits of the policy. So if it costs $500,000 to rebuild that building and you only have $400,000 in coverage, they're not going to pay out more than $400,000 just because it says replacement costs on there. They're not going to pay any more than is listed on that policy declarations. Then the customer's mad. They call me and they say, why didn't you tell me that we didn't have enough coverage?
What?
And I'll tell them, I did tell you, and I will provide them the documentation of what I told them and how they told me that they didn't want to insure it for any more because they didn't want to pay more in premium. That's how a bad one happens. Now let's talk about how a good one would happen. And we had this actually just recently in our agency. Got a phone call from a customer, his house, total loss from a fire, nothing left.
Oh, no!
We called, filed a claim, the adjuster came out, and they have plenty of coverage.
Yay!
They've been put into a temporary home, and there's going to be plenty of coverage there to rebuild that house. Now, they didn't get the cheapest policy they could. They got what they needed, and they listened to us, and that claim is going well. They probably could have saved by going with a cheaper policy, but they would certainly regret it now had they done that. So, if you have not reviewed the cost of whatever building you own, the cost to rebuild it, and match that up to your limits in your policy, you need to.
Let's do this!
Inflation has taken a toll. The cost of materials have gone up. The cost of labor has gone up. And the industry statistics show that 75% of people who insure a building are underinsured right now.
What the?
3 out of 4 people who have a catastrophic loss aren't going to have enough insurance to rebuild their building. If you have a building that is insured or needs to be insured, give us a call. We'll look at it for you, whether you're our customer or not, and we'll make some recommendations for you. You can take those recommendations. You can go back to your insurance agent and have them raise the insured value. You can have us look at getting you a policy. Or you can just say, look, I'm going to take a chance because odds are nothing is ever going to happen. And that's your right. But if you do that, just know that you're taking that chance and that is your responsibility.
Don't say those words. Those are bad words.
If you need help, give us a call at 706-416-4160. You can find us on the web at www.twfggeorgia.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.